Hello, my name is Ian Strain. I'm part of the social selling class that you're all a part of. Just doing the social selling presentation, so thank you for dropping by. I appreciate it. First off, I just wanted to start by saying I actually really did enjoy this class. A couple of the classes that I've been taking recently are, it just feels like we're kind of going through the motions, doing the same busy work, just trying to get the grade and move on, that type of thing. But this class actually had a lot of real world application that you can take to a lot of different walks of life, a lot of different majors, that type of thing. So I appreciate you for modeling the class that way. Um, as far as what I learned from the class, I can't say every detail. You guys took the class, you know. But the two biggest things that I took away from the class are A, growing your personal brand, and then B, narrowing who you want to be seen by and who you want to see on the internet. So using your online time efficiently. And then doing those things effectively by identifying your personal brand and who you want to see and be seen by, and then being consistent in how you go about that. So if you take anything away from this presentation, it's all about growing your personal brand and using your online time effectively. So first, with growing the personal brand and in the identifying section, starting it out with the personal SWOT was awesome because I've done SWOTs on companies and brands and things like that, but I had never done a personal SWOT. Kind of weird that I've gotten to this position in school and never done a personal SWOT, but it was very effective because I'm in a position right now where I'm working for a marketing degree. I'm interested in communications, but I work in banking. So doing this deep dive and kind of internalizing what makes me or what are my strengths, what are my weaknesses, that type of thing. I was able to narrow down more of what I'm looking for in a profession, because one of the biggest things that I was looking at was, should I go for this banking analyst job with Cigna? And when I looked at my strengths, that customer service is something that is my biggest strength, and being meticulous and detail oriented within my work is another big thing. It seemed like that was a good position to kind of mold the rest of the assignments after, and then the final assignment. Next was the unique value proposition. So essentially just taking the strengths from the SWOT. I mean, it was only, a couple of sentences, but just taking those strengths and putting them into a sentence that you could read out to an employer, that was great. And it once again, it not only showed me, what I want my personal brand to be, but also kind of empowered me to kind of say, okay, you can go do this and have the career you want and that type of thing. Next was the personal online audit. That was kind of a wake up call. When I typed myself into Google, I saw a lot of Ian strains, but none of them were me until the third page. And it was my LinkedIn profile, which was pretty bare bones. I had set it up for another class, and it was a wake up call for sure. And it was great to consistently work on LinkedIn, because if that's the thing that's going to show up immediately, I want that to be well thought out, well put together, everything like that. So it's something that I'm going to continue to grow the online presence and figure out what to link to what, and how often to show my presence online. Next, switching over to consistency, but still within the growing the personal brand section here, the SMART objectives was great, because so I realized in the personal online audit that you need to do better. I need to do better. And I was able to set specific goals in order to do better. So I set a goal to get more followers. I set a goal to post more. I set a goal to grow my network. A little bit more specific than that, but those were the general goals there. So now, it's on paper. I have it in my head that this is what you need to do in order to grow your personal brand online. And then the next thing, and one of the biggest things that I learned in this class, is that in an online presence, it doesn't matter whether it's Instagram, it doesn't matter whether it's Twitter or LinkedIn or whatever, you generally will get out what you put into it. So you could be, as let's talk about LinkedIn, you could be the best candidate on LinkedIn, hands down. But if your profile doesn't reflect that and you're not consistently trying to grow your network or be seen, you're not going to be found through LinkedIn. That's just not how it's going to go. So that was something that was a huge wake up call to me, that if I want to be found through LinkedIn, I got to work on LinkedIn. It's not something where you put your profile up and it's some magic ticket that somebody just comes across all of a sudden. You have to promote yourself, and you have to put the time in, and then somebody will come find you and message you. So that was a big realization that I didn't really come across until this class started. So switching gears here to the next section of narrowing who you want to see and who you want to be seen by in your online presence. That's another thing of just like, you get out what you put into it. So if you're consistently searching those hashtags of, so I was looking to work with Cigna Health, so searching the hashtag of Cigna careers, healthcare, insurance, all those types of things, and then their volunteer programs, and then looking at, okay, who works at Cigna? What are their interests? Do they have the same interests as me? And you can dive as deep as you want into it. And the more work that you put in, the bigger your network's going to grow. I still need to put some more work into it, but it's something that I now know, that I'm aware of. And whenever, I want to put in work on it, now I know how to. And before this class, I just didn't know. That. And one of the best things that we did in this class was the blog post, or the vlog post. And I did a blog, but being able to make it specifically for the Cigna position that I am looking to go towards, that was huge, because I was able to write a whole blog post about how I should be considered for this position. Here's why. And not only is it telling them that, I should be considered for this position, but it's also, once again, like, empowering me. I'm writing all these reasons why I should be hired. Then you start to believe it. And I think once you believe it even more, you don't stop. You keep going and trying to get that job. So as far as this class is concerned, I mean, that was awesome, because it taught me how to go after it and kind of empowered me to go after it. So those are the two biggest things: the growing personal brand and using your online time effectively and consistently. And I look forward to using that in the future and continuing to grow my personal brand and making it represent who I am and who I want to be professionally. Thank you.